Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, April 25th. It is 6:21 right now. Market's gonna open in about 9 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. It's got a few things here to update and we should be good to go. All right, looks like we are good to go. So let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. Sorry, guys. Get this link sent out here. All right, guys. So as people join in, I'm gonna go ahead and start marking up liquidity over here. If you guys have seen the charts, the price has been dumping since news earlier over here at 5:30. Huge dump right here. I mean, price has been dumping since the London session, consolidated for a bit here, and then it started dumping heavily right here. So we'll take a look at news when we get to that point. For the most part, I just want to show you guys this big drop right here. So let's start with the daily time frame. Start marking up liquidity over here. And the only reason I noticed it is because we had all that liquidity marked up from yesterday, and it pretty much knocked out all the lower levels here. So we'll see how that plays out when market opens in a few. Go back down to the 4 hour. Going down to the 2 hour. Going down to the 1 hour. Down to the 30 minute. Down to the 15. Down to the 10. And back down to the 1 minute. All right, guys, so we have liquidity marked up here. Closest level of liquidity above is going to be at 38,560. And the closest level below is going to be at 38,089. So this lower level is probably going to get hit first if price continues to drop lower. We have two levels right there near current price. Let's go over here to our clean chart and mark up 6:30. Mark up 8 o'clock. Go up to the 4-hour time frame, identify structure. Structure up here. Structure up here. Structure right here. We got structure down here. All right, going down to the 1 hour. I mean, that's pretty much it. All right, so all we do is we have all we've got here is we've got 4-hour structure. So we'll have to see what happens here when market opens. Price has pretty much moved a lot over the past couple hours. So it knocked out a lot of the structure that was there. So we got the 4-hour resistance level, which is up here. Price will probably not get to that point unless it pushes up super high. And then we have the 4-hour support down here. Pretty far down. All right, so that's that. Going over to our main chart. So I believe we had news today at 5:30. So we had news over here at 5:30. High impact is pretty much mixed. We had jobless claims, positive, initial jobless claims, and continuing jobless claims, all positive. Then we had a GDP growth rate, which is negative, and pretty much just it was pretty much mixed news at 5:30. So we had news at 5:30. We have medium impact news at 7. Then we have gas stock change at 7:30. So 5:30, 7, and 7:30. Obviously, you guys can see the 5:30 news here. It's a crazy candle right here. So I'm going to mark that up. Then we have 7 o'clock medium impact and 7:30 low impact. All right, so looks like we're good. Looking over here at the current trend, it's currently bearish. So it looks like we might be looking for a sell here for the PRB. There's no double body, double wicks for the BB3 right now. So that's not coming up yet. But for the most part, it looks like we might be looking for some sells today. Looking over here at the fundamentals are currently down 472 points. So they're very bearish for the day, of course. Pretty obvious with the trend, pretty obvious with the fundamentals here. Looking over here, retail sentiment is currently 56% short. This indicates that the market's a bit neutral, so it's not really one-sided right now. Typically, for it to be one-sided, we want it to be above like 60, 65%. So there's not really much of a strong bias right now, but we'll see what happens when the market actually opens in the next few minutes here. All right, guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, April 25th. It is 6:29 right now. Market's going to open in about a few seconds. I've marked up liquidity over here. Closest level of liquidity below is going to be at 38,089, and the closest level above is going to be over here at 38,560, which is pretty far up. So these lower levels are probably going to get hit. But I mean, we'll see what happens here on open. I mean, price might spike up and correct back up to fill the news movement over here, but maybe it might not. We'll just have to wait and see. So, all right, market is opening up in about 15 seconds. Good morning, Delicia. Morning, Nick. Morning, Sadie. Morning, Rashida. Morning, Maria. Morning, everybody. All right, guys, looks like we are good to go. Market is now open. And this cough I've had for this week is super annoying. I only have this cough sorry guys, I only have this cough like this early in the morning. It goes away like literally right after we get off the live. I don't cough anymore at all. It's just during this it's just during the live session. All right, let me fix the opening price around here. 1 second, guys. I cough again. All right, better. All right, there's opening price. Not really too much going on. It's pretty flat, kind of how we anticipated it to be. So we'll just wait for this here to actually move. And then we can look for some opportunity here. All right, once the market has kind of moved a bit, we'll come back and I'll mark up the zones here on the clean chart. We just don't have them yet. So with that said, there's not really too much going on here. We have a new lower low that's currently pending. If price drops down lower, it'll probably push it down even further, but you can see where price is currently at. It's not doing anything right now. ATR is currently at 20, so it's actually pretty high for where it's currently at. But there's not really much direction. So price is going sideways right here. I mean, yeah, there's nothing here to really take a look at. Yeah, Kill City sees a lot in the morning. Yeah, it's these sinuses, huh? Because the weather's so weird right now. Well, here in California, at least, the weather's super weird. It's been like hot for the past couple of days and gets super cold and it gets hot again. It's like not consistent at all. See, Akil said looks like a CVBB3 continuance divergence kind of day. Yeah, I can see that. Definitely. Possibly MPS too, with with this big direction over here, but we'll see if price actually continues to push in that direction. All right, so we got a double body rejection right here. This could be a possible reversal pattern to the downside for correction. But again, price is just sitting in between the opening price right here. So it's not really in a good area. We need price to push away from this opening price. ATR is starting to pick up a little more. It's currently at 25 right now. So there is a PRB that is setting up. Just a heads up if anybody's looking for it. So we had the rejection right here, and we had the rejection right here. We have the space candle right here, the space consolidation candle. So if price pushes up and rejects off the pivots again, it comes back down further. This is going to be the PRB entry for a sell. I'm not taking it, but I'll mark it up for you guys. As I mentioned, I'll continue to look for it for those of you who want to continue taking these breakouts. The breakouts were cool for a while, but it just eats up into too much margin. And if you get caught in a hole like we did last month or earlier this month, it can really tear away at your account. So I'm not really looking to take breakouts as much anymore. The breakouts are good strategies, but we just have to find a specific risk parameter to withstand any drawdown that happens. Tom is asking if we've updated NinjaTrader. I have, and I saw the pop-up, but I haven't updated it. So here is the BB3, guys, for anybody who's looking to take it. We have that rejection right there off the pivot. Again, I'm not in this position. I'm just following it. So this right here is the PRB entry. Looks like it's about to hit. All right, so I'll come back to that later. It's kind of relevant to us because I'm not in the position. I do have it marked up for you guys, but that is the PRB entry that's currently running in profit. So with that said, again, I'm just waiting for the I'm waiting for the zones here to establish. Once the zones have established, I'll go back to the clean chart here and I'll mark up the zones. But right now, there's just nothing for us to work with. As you can see, price is just going sideways right here. So liquidity hasn't gotten hit yet. If price continues to drop lower, the target price point is going to be liquidity down below, as you guys can see. Not there yet. PRB just hit full TP, guys. So if you guys took the PRB, nice work. Full TP right there. There goes our first win for the day. PRB, full TP. Not an official win because I didn't take it. The only official trades they're counting are the ones that I'm personally taking myself. So I said I wasn't going to take it. It's not going to count. Just for a reference, if anybody wants to look for that. Let's see, Akil's asking if this is a valid divergence. Looks like the divergence happened on this green candle right here, but it was touching opening price, so I wouldn't have taken it, Akil. So you can see how the red over here crossed over after this green candle. It was touching the red flag here. So yeah, divergence would have happened right here, and it would have went straight to full TP. for anybody again who was looking to take that. Because you can see it crossed away over here. So it could have happened on this green candle, could have happened on this red candle, one of these two. Either way, they would have hit CP regardless. Yeah, I know, right? Would have been a good entry. Now let's go back to this green candle real quick. Yeah, it happened on the close of this green candle right here. So I wouldn't have taken it. I'd kill. You can see how this candle closed. Once it closed, the red crossed the green, divergence for a sell, and then it just comes crashing down further. So would have been nice. It would have been a good entry for today, right? But I got to stick to my trading plan. So no red flags for me. All right, let's see. Kenny said he took the sell at the pullback to the blue pivot. Nice. So that was a PRB entry, Kenny. That's where the PRB entry came up to. When he came back up to that blue pivot right there. So pretty much lined up with the analysis. All right, so other than that, there's nothing here yet. So it looks like we have some upper structure. We got some upper structure right here. This is the 1 minute resistance level. Let's see if this could be so the MPS already came up earlier, guys. It came up pre-market over here, so this won't be an MPS because it already came up right here. There's a sell signal. This candle here is retraced up. Entry happened right here. So we need a new sell signal before we can start looking for that MPS. I was looking for one too, so that's why I pulled it up. And I noticed that this already came up. So unfortunately, it's not going to be able to meet our criteria here. But that's what I was looking for right here as well. I only take one per momentum. Yeah, Nick said CB maybe, possibly. We'll see if this low here gets established. I'll mark this up as the support. So we got the 1 minute resistance level, might have the 1 minute support level down here. If that's the case, this is going to be the range for right now. ATR is pretty high right now, guys. It's up to 30, so it's pretty high. I mean, it's mainly because of this huge candle right here. If this huge candle didn't come up, the ATR would be around 20, 25, 24 around there, but this huge candle dumped, so kind of threw off the ATR a little bit right now. So we'll keep looking for possible opportunity here. Don't have anything yet. So once we start to get a high that's established over here, I can mark up the support. But if not, the support is probably going to keep getting pushed down lower. And you can see right there, there's a new lower low. So the good thing is that there's volatility today. This isn't like yesterday where the market was super, super slow. There's actually some volatility today. Nick is asking high-low. Which high-low are you referring to, Nick? Because there'd have to be a low here for a price to break. If you're talking about this big red candle, this would be a high low, but the candle's too big. This candle was, yeah, it's way too big. Red flag, 57 points. So I don't see any other high lows here, Nick. This would be the only one. I think you have the strategy confused. The low has to be established. So since there's no low established, there's no low there, right? It just keeps getting pushed lower. So there needs to be a low, like the low can't disappear. It has to be established. That's the whole point of identifying a high low, right? Because you're seeing it breaking close past structure. If the structure hasn't been established, then it's not really a low. It's just a continuation. So you got to wait for the low to be established in order for it to actually be, considered a high low. All right, so looking over here at liquidity just got hit, guys. So there's the target that we were aiming for earlier. You can see right there, I circled it. First level right there, full TP on the liquidity. Looks like Sadie over here caught it. So that would be the first entry for liquidity right there. Nice work, Sadie. All right, so we got two entries that have come up so far. We had or three entries actually. So we had this right here, which was the liquidity push. We had the PRV that came up here for a full TDP. And we also had a momentum divergence. It was touching the opening price, so I wouldn't have taken it, but regardless of the fact, that's the setup that we were looking for momentum divergence. Looks like we might get a shift up. So if we get a shift up, we might be able to get another momentum divergence to the bottom side. So we'll see what happens here. So we got price right here kind of shifting up a little bit for retracement. All right. So we got the momentum divergence. I actually would like this to push up a little bit further. So a better retracement would be nice. I think for the most part, I'm probably going to hold off on most of the CV entry, guys. I prefer to take the momentum divergence because I'll look at the CV entry as a confluence, and then I'm going to look at the momentum divergence for the actual entry. So that's what I'm going to be looking for the most part. If we do see a CV entry come up, because that seems like the better option. You wait for the confirmation, because sometimes you'll see a CV entry and the momentum divergence is so strong for a buy, and it's probably not going to come down yet, unless you start to see it kind of die down a little bit. Like if you see a CV kind of line up with the momentum divergence, then at that point, I'll probably take that kind of entry. All right, so we have the new support here marked up. Let me go and mark that right down here. So this is the support level now. So this is the current range, as you guys can see. Pretty much have the range established now for the most part. All right, so it looks like a possible CV entry could be setting up here if it comes down further and closes red. Never mind, take that back. Price is still pushing up from here. I think the momentum divergence works well, even with the V1 variations. You can look for V1 patterns for confluence and then use the momentum divergence as the entry point. Because you can see over here, there was a V1 variation pattern that came up, and the divergence actually happened like way down here. So you have better confluence there and confirmation before like chasing a trade. But you can see that price is pushing back up. Looks like it might be attempting to retest the 1 minute resistance, possibly retest 1 minute resistance or the opening price. A lot of different levels here for it to test. Yeah, Drew said high level momentum scalp, but close to the second pivot. Yeah, it didn't close quite at the line, but it would have been nice if it did. Since we're in a raging market this week, that's like one of the key strategies, right? High level momentum scalp is one of the strategies that typically tends to play out because it's meant for a ranging market. All right, we got to get that sell signal coming. Without the sell signal, there's no there's no momentum divergence. So we got the pending sell signal right here. Momentum still hasn't shifted. You can see price is just within the range. Nothing new here, guys. Same thing that's been happening pretty much all week. You guys saw that price was in a range on Monday. It was a range on Tuesday, range on Wednesday. And again, today price is in a range. So this is why it's important that you guys don't miss the Monday live session, because the Monday live session pretty much shows you what's going to happen for the rest of the week. So if you guys ever miss the Monday sessions, remember to replay the live session because it'll show you what to look for this week. We already knew price was in a range today because price ranged on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So this isn't new and this isn't unusual. This is normal for us because we already expected this to happen. Now we're just waiting for some sort of entry because I'm okay with trading within the range. We've been trading within the range all week, so it's fine to trade within the range. I just wouldn't trade within consolidation. So if price starts to consolidate really tight, then okay, I'm not going to mess with it. But if price continues to go back and forth between the range, I mean, I'm fine with that. I don't really have any problem with trading within the range because it's so big. There's enough space here to take trades, right? There's like 130 points between the resistance and the support. All right, so we're starting to get a shift over here. Pending sell signal. Again, I'm not really going to take the sell signal. If you guys want to take it, you might be able to take this as a pivot scalp entry. But from one, I think the candle might be a little too big. And I think the main thing that I would be concerned about is if this momentum signal disappears, right? I would take it as a continuation, but not as a pivot scalp. So I'm hoping the signal closes, and then we might get a high-low scalp right here as well. But again, I was hoping that signal there would close. It did not close, or it might close here in the last second. So it did not close there. Yeah, it might be a triple confluence right here too. So if this closes as a triple confluence, I might be okay with taking it. Maybe. Like it's a hard maybe because again, see the signal here? It just disappears. I got to make sure the signal actually closes. If the signal doesn't close, I'm not going to mess with it. Or if it gets to this point where it kind of appears and disappears, you know, I'm not gonna mess with it. It has to close pretty strong. Like the candle has to be like way down here, and it has to for sure. Like we have to know for sure it's gonna close with the sell. Because if not, you're kind of taking a big risk right there. Because it can easily just disappear at the last second. There wouldn't even be a high-low scalp if there's no momentum there. The momentum has to be in place. So there's no momentum there, no entry. And it's getting to a tricky point because this is currently the support level, right? So you want to be careful about taking trades here at the support because this is where the fake outs are going to happen. As you guys know, when price pushes below and comes back up, that's the fake out. When price pushes above, pulls back below, that's the fake out. So just want to be careful. And you can see price is having trouble getting past this area. It wants to come below, but it's not really having any luck. So we have this pending sell signal here again. Like again, it's going to have to close like way down here. And I can't have it all blocky like that where it keeps disappearing. So I'm going to watch it. If it closes below again, like pretty hard at like the last 5 seconds or so, then I'll take it. If not, then I'm going to hold off on it. I'm just going to wait for the continuation. So this right here is going to close and I'm going to take it, guys. So I'm in the position right there. I got to watch it because of the entry.
Order submitted.
So this is going to line up with the, there you go. Got out, full TP.
Order filled.
Got out for, let's see. I got kind of screwed on it because I got bad entry for that. I was kind of tempted to take this here as a continuation, but it's not looking like it's going to close. So there's my entry right there for the, it's a triple confluence. So I did exactly what I was waiting for. I said I'd only take it if this for sure comes down super heavy, which it did. Close down there. Got in, got out. I'm not going to take this, and obviously there's no triple confluence there. The candle didn't close with the red. There's no, sorry, not triple confluence. There's no continuation there. So I got about 600. Actually, I got some pretty bad slippage on my main account. My copiers, I got 600. And then my main account, I only got 300. I got in at bad entry too because the execution wasn't as good. I got in at the last second, and then it just didn't get in at the right execution. So I got in like with a point off or two. So it's all good. There's no other entries there right now. The continuation didn't come up. So there's nothing else running here. Wait for the next opportunity. So there goes the first official entry for the day. I'll put this over here. And we're taking out the whole arsenal of this this time, right? We got the triple confluence now. It's been a while since we took a triple confluence. So this just goes to show that all the strategies still work perfectly fine. It's just, it just kind of depends on uh, on which one to apply. But it kind of goes in line with what we're applying anyways. All right, no other entries here right now. I'll post up my profits real quick. There we go. If you guys have profit to post up, feel free to send them in. And we'll continue looking for the next opportunity here. So let's look for that next entry. Yeah, Kenny said momentum is strong today, a lot of catalysts. Yeah, exactly. So this is beneficial for us because we can keep taking these momentum divergences, especially if they line up. So we're just going to keep looking for the retracement and the continuation. Might get an NPS here, Maddie mentioned as well. Yeah, Natasha said the slippage sucks. I thought the slippage would have worked in my favor because it like spiked down, but it didn't. It worked against me. It actually worked better for my copiers than it did for my main account. So let's see, everybody got it. Looks like Kill caught it, Nick caught it, Sadie got it, Andreas got it, CJ got it, Kevin got it, Kenneth got it, Casey got it, got 69 on it. Natasha got it, and a bunch of other good guys here. So nice work, guys. John said if it shows on the chart that my position closed, but I didn't get any profit, is there anything I can do about that? You might have gotten caught with the slippage, John, because that's what happened with me too. Let me show you my profits here. So I'm surprised that I got less profit on my main account because that's my execution account, and I actually got less. So you can see my copiers here. I got 600. I was supposed to make 1,000 on this, but I ended up closing it, and I ended up getting at a different price. So my main account here should be more profit than everything else because this is where all the trades are being executed, but I got like half of it. So you might have just got caught in some slippage. Unfortunately, I don't think there's anything you can do about it. I mean, I wish there was, but that's the problem with entering at market. So if you enter at say a limit order, like at exact price, then yeah, you can do something about it. You can like reach out to the broker and tell them like, hey, like I had a limit order. You're supposed to fill me at this limit order. But if you're doing market, it's going to fill you at whatever the market price is. So if your market entry was to enter and then your market entry was to exit, you kind of have to take whatever price they give you, which is bullshit, but it is what it is. Sucks, but that's all right. We'll keep looking for another one, guys. So we'll look for one more here, hopefully, and get some profit on your guys' accounts. Yeah, Nick said ATR is currently at 29. Be careful with the MPS. Yeah, super, super heavy. Natasha said, I thought it would work out in my favor too. Yeah, me too. Sadie said, when should we consider it overextended? Whenever price is down 150 points. So currently I'll go to the nearest high low or the nearest high in this case, because we're looking for price to come down. So from here to here, this would be considered overextended for me. I think anything past 150 points is overextended. And you can see it's pretty obvious here, right? It looks overextended just by taking a look at it. And if you put up the actual range there, you can see that it is pretty overextended. So it's due for retracement. I wouldn't mess with anything here. I look for it to retrace up a bit and then possibly come right back down. Because when it pushes up, it's going to establish a new high. Yeah, Nick said, good question. Dow is down 600 points right now, which is insane. Yeah, it's down pretty heavy at the moment. Natasha said she should have made 250, but she only got 184. That's better than what I got, Natasha, so you're good. Daniel said the MPS was right on the line, couldn't get in. Yeah, I think so. This is what I don't like about the MPS is that sometimes it lands like right at the line. And then when that happens, it becomes an issue because you can't, unless you get in like right when it closes, you're probably gonna miss the move, right? So we'll consider this the MPS, and then we'll just look for the next retracement. I think right now price is way too overextended anyways. So should probably just wait for the next one. Yeah, John said, bro, what is 10-point slippage? Well, yeah, the ATR right now is currently it's around 30. So each candle is moving about 30 points. So 10-point slippage is actually pretty reasonable if each candle is moving about 30 points. Because that means that if each candle is moving 30 points, each like little like blocky movement here could be about 5 to 10 points. So see how these candles are blocking around? This is how much 10 points is. 10 points is really small. So if it could have spiked. So what could have happened here, and this is kind of what I'm seeing, is you probably hit close, and as soon as you hit close, you just block down or blocked up, right? Because 10 points isn't very much. Like not right now. Typically, well, right now especially, it's not that much. But if you look at where the entry was over here, where's our entry at? Did I delete it? I might have deleted it, but the entry, which was somewhere over here, these candles are huge. So 10-point movement could happen like within seconds. So, I mean, it sucks. It's happened to me before. Well, not as bad as yours, John. Like not as bad to where I got no profit, but it's hit me where I've gotten well, I ended up getting slippage in both directions. So I had slippage getting in and I got slippage getting out. So it spiked and I got in a bad entry, and then it spiked again on my close, and then it like literally got me to like almost break even. So I think that's kind of what happened with yours, John. I think what happened is when you entered, you hit market, and then price just like gapped when you hit market. So it entered you at a bad price. And then when you exited, same thing happened, price gapped, and then you kind of just got in the middle of it, and then on top of that, you have to factor in commissions. So that you probably made some profit, but the commissions probably ate into your actual profit. I know, horrible luck, John. It's all good, bro. Don't worry about it. Wait for the next one. All right, we currently have a new high low here. So price is currently consolidating within this lower area, which is fine. It's kind of what we're looking for. I'm looking for a CV setup over here, some sort of reversal pattern, and then continuation back down, because then we can get a momentum divergence, or it can line up for another high-low scalp, triple confluence, etc. A lot of different opportunities here. We do have news in about 2 minutes, so this will probably push price around a bit. But you guys can see over here from my profits, this is what I locked in from that last trade. Horrible slippage on both ends for my entry and exit. So I was supposed to make 1,000 on the trade. I made 300 on my main account, 600 on the other accounts, and then 235 on my personal account right here. Not too bad. I mean, it's fine. I'll take it. Let's see over here at our team profits, we have Andreas, total profit of 1,240 for the day. Nice work, Andreas, all wins. We have Natasha, total profit of 184 for the day. She got some slippage there, but it's all good. Made some profit. We got Jonathan here, total profit of about 200 per account. He has 4 accounts here, so about 800 for the day. He had to close out as well because he got stuck in the trade. We have Travel over here, total profit of 80 per account. He has 3 accounts here, so about, let's say 200 and 300 for the day, all wins. We have Maria here, total profit of 260 for the day on each account. She has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 accounts, so about over 1,000 for the day. Nice work, Maria. We got Kenneth here, total profit of 600 per account. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to say about 3,000 for the day, all wins. Nice work, Kenneth. We got Maddie here, total profit of 400 on one account, 250 on the others. So a total combined about well over 2,000 for the day. Nice work, Maddie. And here goes John's account. So you actually made profit right here, John. I bet you didn't make anything. So you actually did, or unless you took another trade, you might have hopped in again. So John over here made, he took liquidity okay from earlier. So you actually made profit on that, but didn't make profit on the next one. That makes sense. So total P&L for the day is 578. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So about 6,000 for the day, and then about 12,000 for the week. Nice work, John. We got Madhu here, total profit of 240 for the day. Nice work, Madhu, all wins. And we got Drew over here with a total profit of 2,000 on his first account, and 700 on the other account. So he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 accounts, well over 12,000 for the day. Let's check news real quick. News just came up. So it's okay, guys. We're gonna wait for news to react or price to react to news, and then we'll go from there. One more profit here from Alicia. Lisa locked in a total profit of 1,250 per account. She has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 accounts. So we're going to say well over 5,000 for the day. Nice work, Alicia. All right, guys, we got news over here. Let me pull up the news calendar. News has not been updated yet, but it looks like it was positive. So it's positive over here for pending home sales month over month. It's up 3%. Year over year is probably up as well, but we'll see when it comes up. Otherwise, I mean, the news is still positive. So we'll see if we have a reaction to the news here. The price is still dropping, but with that news release right there, it's both positive. So pending home sales month over month and pending home sales year over year, both positive for the release today. We'll see if this here swings back up, which is completely fine. It's supposed to swing up anyways. So I'm looking for it to swing up and then come back down. If it doesn't swing up, I'd wait for it to possibly swing up, at least a little bit for retracement. All right, so we have a new support level down here. I mean, the new support levels just keep getting established. We have support right here. A support right there. So it's a little bit of a staircase right here. So you can see how price is kind of staircasing down. It's creating a staircase here as it comes down lower. So what I would look out for here is look out for the fake out. So there's probably gonna be a fake out maybe somewhere around here. You guys can see how the staircase is coming down pretty smoothly. This will probably fake out, come back up, fake out, come back down, and then continue. I mean, this is just typically what I see because the news is positive. So I'm looking for the retracement back up, but you can see how it kind of came down, retrace, came down, retrace, came down, look for the fake out up here, and then correction back down. I think price will continue dropping today. I don't think it's ready to finish dropping yet. Dow's going to shit today, it looks like. So just wait for that retracement because this is overextended. You guys can see it's due for a fake out. Like the fake out should happen at some point. The Dow's down 700 points, which is pretty insane. This is pretty crazy, guys, to see the Dow down this much. So it says right here, let's check the breaking news. Dow drops 500 points after fresh US economic data growth slows. It's now down 700 points, so it's actually down more. So just be careful because a lot of people are looking to buy the dip. You have to think about, what other people are doing. It's not necessarily what we're doing here only, but we have to kind of think outside of the box and understand what other people are doing in the market. I mean, regardless of the fact, I'm still going to look for some entries here, but it's got to be kind of smart about it. Pick your battles wisely because the last thing you want to do is get caught in the huge retracement that's well overdue. It might not even be a big retracement. If anything, price might push up to the upper level here and then come back down. I mean, pretty much what I showed earlier. So pretty much what I was talking about earlier with the fake out, that's probably what's going to happen. It'll probably push up to this upper level, consolidate, fake out, consolidate, fake out again, consolidate, then come down. Or if I just consolidate down here, price might consolidate here for a bit, create a new range, come up a little bit, fake out, back into the range. And then it just might go back and forth from here. There's a lot of different scenarios that can play out. You can see how price is now fully pushing up. Like I said earlier, this is the fake out that we were looking for. The news was positive, so it has to push up at some point. It doesn't have to push up a lot, but it has to push up at some point. And this is where that push up is happening because the news was positive for both of the medium impact news events at 7 o'clock. Let's see what else I'm missing here. Not really much else. I mean, you can look for the continuation back down, look for divergence here to switch back below. And a big wick right here off this candle. I like to see big wicks. So like whenever you see price kind of push up like this, I like to see the big wicks that are abnormal because this just indicates a reversal. This looks like a CV entry that's starting to set up right here. So a possible CV. Personally, I'd like to push up a little bit further. So I'd want it to keep climbing up a little bit further and then fake out and come back down. So that at that point, we'll be able to catch a CV up here, identify the CV, use the momentum divergence for confluence, and then maybe ride this back down, back below news price. The only problem is that we have news price here, so we have to trade away from this area. Yeah, Kenny said it's at a strong daily support level. Let's go check. Yeah, we'll have a support level like way down here for mine specifically. But yeah, this level right here probably lines up with one of yours, if that's where yours is at too, Kenny, or somewhere below it. I mean, either way, structure is still there. So we'll see how this plays out. So a couple of things I'd be looking for. I'd be looking for price to push up, and then I'll look for a double body somewhere around here, a double body or a CV, and then I'll look at the divergence here to confirm the continuation. But either way, I need price to push away from opening from the news price right here. You can see how price touched it, having trouble getting past it here. See what else we got. Yeah, Kill said hopefully the entry ain't at the news price. Yeah, me too. I'm hoping price pushes away, then it comes right back down. Nick said we got a sell signal on the daily that's flashing. Okay, good to know. Some more confidence is there for a sell. We had the second level of liquidity here get hit, guys. I'm not sure if anybody caught that, but there was another level of liquidity right there. Went straight through. So both levels of liquidity here got hit. Let's see if there's anything else below it. There's another level below. So I wouldn't be surprised if price continues to drop down lower. Like I wouldn't be surprised if price comes up, fakes out like I was mentioning, then it climbs its way back down to the lower level of liquidity here. You just got to stay active. You know, a lot of people say not to stay active on the market, but you have to, because especially if you're scalping, there's a lot that can happen within a few minutes. So we just have to actively monitor the chart, make sure we don't miss anything here. It's so easy to miss stuff when the chart's moving like this because there's so many blocky movements. Like I feel like what happens with a lot of people sometimes is they get lazy, right? You start to see a consolidation here and you're like, okay, nothing's going to happen in like the next 20 minutes. What happens is like after the next 5 minutes, price actually moves and then you miss an entire setup. So you guys don't have to worry about me. I will be analyzing the market with every candle move. But yeah, if you guys want to get better at scalping, you have to be paying attention. Like that's why I cut off I block off my trading time between 6:30 and 8 because I know I can focus for at least an hour. Like an hour time is fine with me. I can focus, not miss anything. Anything past that, you kind of get sloppy. And then market slows down anyways after 8, so it's kind of pointless to even mess with it. But you guys can see the divergence here starting to really split to the upside. With this being the case, I think we might get a decent push up if price ever gets past the opening news price right here. You can see from like previous data over here too. So you can see over here how like the how it starts to smoothen out right here, and then it pushes up, and then it eventually comes back down. So the bigger the spread, the better. Because when I see this spread out like this, when it retraces back down or when it corrects back down, it's better confidence that, okay, price is done with its retracement and now it's ready to come right back down. But it's just a matter of time until you can really confirm that. Yeah, Kenny said a lot of buyers building up in the zone. Yeah, so with that said, with what Kenny's mentioning right now, with a lot of buyers kind of building up in this area, and that's why the momentum here is kind of expanding the divergence. That's a good sign because if there's a lot of buyers in this area right here, it's going to push price up like we're anticipating, and then we're going to catch them get stopped out, right? Because that's what the institutions are doing. They're just turning traders right now. They're kind of luring in the buyers right here, and then when they think it's time, they're just going to spike it right back down. Like a big whale's going to come in, drop like, you know, a million contracts in here, and then wipe everybody out. So I'm cool with that. We have another support level down here. Okay, so here's the fake out that I was kind of warning you guys about. Look for the fake out. Price is currently above this current support. Now I'm looking for the fake out to happen. I want price to actually push up a little bit higher. It didn't push up high enough yet. I want price to push up a little bit higher, fake out, and then come back down and stop out those buyers. Because you got to think about it. Everybody's trying to buy the dip, right? The institutions know that. They know people are trying to buy the dip here for the Dow. So you think they're just going to let people make some money off the dip? Nah, they're going to stop them out, and then they're going to push price up so they can make money both ways. They'll stop people out, make money off the buyers here by liquidating them, and then they're going to buy and they're going to push price up to stop out the sellers. It's like it's all psychological. Like you guys got to understand like the trade psychology of like other traders. So typically what I like to do is I like to think in the mind of a beginner trader, right? If you're thinking in the mind of a beginner trader or a lazy trader who wants like the easy way out, typically they're going to try to trade, they're going to try to buy like tops and bottoms. That's typically where like a lot of beginner traders want to trade. They trade support resistance, right? And we do the opposite. So we don't trade support resistance. We look for price to fake out at the support resistance, and then we look for the correction. So I think the easiest way to really find a good confluence with your entries is just put yourself in the shoes of a beginner trader or somebody who trades like something that everybody else trades. Yeah, exactly. Kenny said beginner traders live and die by trying to, that's how we're so consistent here. So for example, price is currently consolidating within this area. You already know that a lot of beginner traders are going to try to buy here. Or no, sorry, you're going to try to sell here and they're going to try to buy here, right? So I don't care about these areas. I want price to actually push out of this area because what happens is when the sellers here get stopped out, and this has probably happened to a lot of you guys before. I'm pretty sure you've taken trades at support resistance. What happens when you get stopped out right here? You're like, ah, damn, I got stopped out. So what happens at this point when you get stopped out? You take a buy position, right? If you think price is shifting. But that's exactly the opposite. So you think price is shifting now and you're going to try to catch this ride. Price goes up, fakes out, comes right back down, stops you out a second time. Right? I'm sure it's happened to you guys. That's why for me, whenever I tell you guys like the way that we trade, I typically only go for like one trade. If I ever lose a trade, I don't trade again because at that point I'll be either revenge trading or over trading. And I'm sure that's happened to you guys where you guys lose a trade, you get greedy, you get impatient, and then you try to take another one, and then you lose another trade that could have been easily avoided. So it's just I've been trading for so long. I've seen this pattern happen over and over and over again. So like, for example, right here, the people who are taking the sells are probably getting stopped out now, or not stopped out yet, but they need to push the price a little bit higher to like this point. I think if price pushes up to this point, it's going to stop out the sellers. And then what happens right here is people are going to try to chase the buys, and then price is going to come right back down. And then this is where we're going to take our entry. We're looking for the fake out into correction. Because we have a bias for today. Our bias right now is a sell, of course. Trend's currently bearish. Our bias for the day is still obviously a sell right now. So there's a divergence right here, guys, but the problem with the divergence is that it happened right at the news candle or the news price. So we had price swing up, came back down right here. I mean, it's just a mess. You guys can see the divergence. It's not really clean. So I wouldn't even bother with it. Plus it's at news price. Another reason not to bother with it. All right, so we will continue looking for opportunity here. So again, like I said earlier, these are the entries that we've had for the day. We had 2 liquidity pushes. First one right here, second one right here. We had the PRB hit full TP for 25 points. We had our official entry over here for the triple confluence, which hit full TP as well. Other than that, there's nothing else right now. I don't think there's any BB3s that have come up yet. No. No BB3s yet. All right, so we are just chilling right now, I guess. So something here happens. Okay, perfect. So we got price pushing back up. This is fine. I actually want price to push up. But you guys can see the volatility here starting to die down quite a bit. ATR is currently at 23, so it's still pretty high, but it is dying down. The ATR was like around 30 earlier. Yeah, Maddie said it's been luring in sellers. Yeah, people who are chasing it's luring people on both sides. So what I would call this here is I would call this churning. So what they're doing right now is the market makers, institutions are currently churning, right? They're getting people on both sides. They're getting sellers from up here, they're getting buyers from down here. And then if price breaks above, they're going to lock in some more buyers from up here, which is perfectly fine. We want liquidity in the market. So we want them to churn these traders. So there's a whole bunch of people in the market so that as soon as price finally moves in our direction, there'll be some volatility there. All right, so the short sellers over here, looks like they're probably getting stopped out now as price pushes up higher. So I think their stop losses are sitting around this area right here. I think this is where everybody's stop losses are currently sitting. Right there. So they're probably not stopped out yet, but they're probably getting stressed out right now and they're getting scared. And I'm sure this has happened to a lot of you guys, right? You guys take a position, you go into drawdown, you're like, fuck, I should get out of this position. And you start to freak out and you just close out. When you close out, price comes right back down. You're like, damn, I should have held on to it. It's all a mind game, guys. Like from my experience trading over 10 years, it's literally a mind game because I've been stressed out like so many times, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have been through that position. Like right here, I can only imagine people are getting scared because they're going to get stopped out. And when they get stopped out, they try to flip the position to a buy. I see a lot of people do that, and I kind of hate that TradingView has that option. And there you go. So the short sellers over here just got stopped out. Like I said, this is where their stop losses are probably sitting. So they probably got stopped out right there. The thing to look out for here now would be the fake out. So look out for that fake out because I think, well, for me now, I'm seeing a lot of people probably flipping their positions. So they probably got stopped out for a sell and they're seeing this huge green candle. They're like, oh, price is now going to come up, right? So if this continues to push up a little bit, I think people are going to chase the buy. And then when that happens, look for the reversal pattern and then we'll look for divergence. And this thing's probably going to come tumbling right back down. You just got to outsmart the market, guys. Well, not really outsmart the market. You got to outsmart the other traders. There's too many suckers out here that are getting caught in this. And there you go. There goes a reversal pattern, CV entry right here. So if this candle closes red, this could be a possible CV. The only problem here is that we don't have a sell signal. So even if we wanted to look for like, say, momentum divergence, it's going to be too close to the news price right here. So for me personally, I would actually want price to push up a little bit higher. Maybe up to pivot 4, right? And then come down. So we have space right here because it's too close to the news price right now. So the main thing to look out for here is look out for that reversal, which the reversal looks like it's coming up right here. Yeah, so here's the CV entry. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. We need a sell signal, Akil. That's why I said there's nothing here we could take because there's not going to be a sell signal for us. The CV is just a reversal pattern. Yeah, so we're looking we're looking for a reversal to happen up here. It doesn't matter if it's a CV, if it's a double body, it's a double wick, whatever. That's just kind of what we're looking for. So I'm not looking to take a CV. I'm just looking for the reversal because that's where you're looking for the fake out, right? So price is still sitting around this area. I wouldn't consider that a CV entry. Like Akil said, there's no sell signal, but we're just looking for the turnaround. I think price will probably consolidate here for a little bit, maybe push up a little bit higher. I think there's probably still liquidity sitting up here for the short sellers. Because if you think about it, if someone's entering a short right here, like say, for example, someone entered a short, their stop loss or their TP probably would have been down here. Actually, they would have been stopped out, yeah, or close. They might have had their stop loss like somewhere around this area. Yeah, exactly. I'm just talking about the pattern, not the entry. Because I wouldn't take a CV by itself, especially not here because it's so close to the news price. What I'm looking for is I'm just looking for the fake out, and the fake out usually lines up with the reversal pattern at the high point, and then from there I would look for the continuation. So I look for the reversal, and then once we get that actual sell signal, I'll look for the actual entry. So I look for the reversal here, look for the sell signal. Sell signal will probably push below this news price, and then we'll probably get like a continuation down here. And then we have this space over here to catch profits, right? To the support level, basically right here, where it'll likely fake out again. So price will probably push down here. We'll have enough space to take entry, and then price will get down to this point and then fake out back into the range. We'll see. I mean, you can see here price is just consolidating, not really much happening. I'll leave this level right here so that you guys can see where where the manipulation is likely to happen. Expect manipulation or reversal to happen somewhere around this middle area. And then if you see that reversal, then expect price to come back into the range. And when price reaches a range, expect price to come down lower and then fake out down here and come back into the range again. There's just a lot of different opportunities here. A lot of people have been messaging me because a lot of people are talking about me in the Apex group because we're in a crazy win streak, guys. Like, and it's all documented and recorded. So like there's people in the Apex community who are actually talking about my trading. So like if you've seen, there's a lot of new people in the Discord because people are just kind of trying to learn what I'm doing. Yeah, our win streak is currently at 17 right now, 17 back-to-back wins. And one thing that I told a couple of these guys, because a lot of these guys were like, they were saying how like they'll get funded and then they'll just blow the account because they're not really consistent. And then I asked them like, what type of strategies are you applying? And they asked me like, what am I doing? And I told them we're pretty much doing the opposite. Like a lot of these guys are trading basic strategies. And I said, typically what I look for is I look for the fake out because that's usually where a lot of people get burnt. And they were just like, their mind just expanded like crazy. They're like, oh, that's crazy. Like never thought about that. And that's kind of how we've been doing so well because during these ranging markets, like in a trending market, it's easy to trend trade, right? Like the market's just going up or the market's just going down. You can take like pretty much any strategy, work perfectly fine. But when you're trading in a ranging market like this, the only way to succeed is if you can think outside of the box and do something different from everybody else. Because everybody's going to trade support and resistance. Everybody's going to trade support and demand. Everyone's going to trade what's it called? ICT, whatever, SMC, whatever that stuff's called. The thing with SMC guys is that it's literally just support and resistance. Like a lot of people make a big deal about SMC or smart money concepts or whatever. It's literally support and resistance. It's just price action, and then they use complicated names for people to make it seem like it's something special. Like, I don't know. I guess everybody feels a little different about what people call smart money concepts. But if you look at the patterns and the stuff that people look for, it's literally support resistance. Supply and demand is basically support resistance too. It's just at specific levels where like if you line up support resistance with supply and demand, you're going to see that there's going to be a lot more supply and demand, or sorry, you're going to see a lot more support resistance. But you're going to see that there's going to be core levels that line up with support resistance. It's just you have to find the valid level of support resistance in order for you to kind of like see where the supply and demand is marked up at. Yeah, exactly. Albert said agreed. It's all the same shit. Yeah, and this isn't me like shitting on any strategy either. Like I believe all strategies work. It just depends on the person who's applying it. Like my trading style right here, a lot of people don't like this trading style because it's negative risk to reward. But we're on a 17 win streak right now. So like, what does negative risk reward even matter, right? If you have 17 back-to-back wins, I can have like a handful of losses and I'll still be in profit. So yeah, I'm a supporter of all types of strategies. It's just if you can execute it and execute it consistently, that's all that really matters. Like support resistance works, guys. Look at the support resistance strategies over here, right? I know some people like to take break and retest. I'm not saying break and retest don't work because they do, right? Break and retest of support, it still works. The problem with a lot of traders is that they can't stay consistent. Like they can't keep applying the same strategy over and over and over again. They just switch it up too much. And they just never find consistency. So there's a BB3 setting up right here. However, it's right at the news price, guys. So I'm not going to take it. Thanks, Maria, for the heads up. So Maria just gave us the heads up here for the BB3. BB3 continuation. It's just too close to news price, so I'm not going to take it. I'll mark it up for you guys here, but I was hoping this was going to happen below here, but the fake out is happening where we identified. So as you guys can see over here, I circled this fake out area. And it's faking out and correcting back down here. Yeah, so this here is a BB3. I'm not taking it. It's again, it's too close to the news price right there. I just said John's message. Yeah, that's crazy, but you took that trade there. So yeah, John said that CV was the whole of the century of sweating. So John over here actually took the CV entry and he finally came back down and hit his TP. Damn. The CV is dangerous, bro, especially when it's like not in line with, well, so I would take the CV if there was divergence. So if there was momentum divergence here, like say, for example, the red was over the green, then okay, the CV would make sense to me. But I don't think there was enough confluence there for me to want to take it. That's why for me, I would have waited for it to swing before I would have got into that. But I'm glad it hit for you, John. I'm glad. So there goes your profit that you missed out on earlier. John said he was negative 22 at one point. He just closed his eyes and prayed. And then his YM gods played their part and it came right back down and hit his TP. Nice work, John. I'm glad it worked out for you because you kind of deserve a win after that break even earlier. All right, so there's no other entries here available at the moment. Yeah, I'm glad you guys got your trades in. 728 right now, guys, getting closer to 740. Yeah, Casey said he's been there many times, caught the BB3 on the pullback and collected 10. Nice. Nice work, Casey. Yeah, so going back over here, guys, this is the pattern that I was just talking about earlier. So as I mentioned, look for the fake out. The fake out did happen. And you can see that price is now starting to, well, it's trying to climb back down, but it's not really having much direction. It looks like this might just be the new range actually. So if a new high gets established, I'll mark up the new range here, and this will probably be a consolidation zone. I mean, it is consolidating right here. And I think that might be the case. So I'll just mark up the zone right here. Take that off, clean this up. And there goes the consolidation. Copy this. There we go. All right, let's see what else we got over here. See, he said, do not go meet those Apex lads. They'll kidnap you. Keep chatting with them online. Yeah, I know, right? Online only. I mean, either way, I'm not really trying to share everything. Well, so the thing with these scalps is that it's really hard for someone to get it unless you're learning it from me directly, right? Because I created these strategies. So it's not something that can be easily, I guess, replicated, right? Because you need my tools to really replicate it. And you also need to see my thought process and all that. That's why I'm fine with like these scalps. Before I wasn't really cool with sharing the BB3 because the BB3 is like something that anybody could do, right? I think the BB3 was just so simple that anybody could do it. With these scalps here, you kind of have to have my thought process. You have to understand like where to look for fake outs. You have to understand where to draw levels. You You have to understand how to identify the trend, what's a good trade, what's a bad trade. There's just a lot of factors that go into trading our style here, which I mean, you guys are good at it because you guys watch me do it every day. So, and you guys see me do it during different market conditions. But for like a regular person to just pick up our trading style and just run with it, it's not like you can't just give someone the tools and they'll just be like, oh, I know how to do this. It's there's so many other factors that come into play. So here goes the news candle right here, guys. The news candle just came up at 7:30. It was gas stock change. Let me go over here and refresh this real quick. It was bullish. So at the beginning, and there's another factor there, right? Like a lot of people don't know how to factor in the news here. Like I'm not a fundamental trader at all, but I understand how to see how market reacts to news. And then also to identify the fake, like identify the manipulation and correction, right? Because the news is positive. So obviously price should be bullish. And that's why price here is kind of pushing up a little bit. So let's see. Price is still within this consolidation range right here. There's no confirmation of a reversal just yet, but the trend here is still bearish. So price can easily come up, reject off the pivot, and then possibly come right back down. The only problem here is that there's so many news prices right here. There's this price and this price where we can't trade within this area. So if price decides to shift to the upside, I mean, that's fine with me. We can maybe look for like maybe one buy before we get off this live session, or if price swings back down, even better. And we can look for that correction back down. However, if you guys look over here at the ATR, the ATR is also another factor. I was talking to a couple of traders. There's a couple of traders who are around my area, and they've never used the ATR before. And I'm like, you should use the ATR. It shows you how the market's moving. Like, there's so many little things that people don't realize that are useful. Like, I feel like a lot of people don't ever use the ATR, but I think the ATR is probably one of the most important tools that we have, because it shows you when the volatility is high and it shows you when the volatility is low. So you understand when not to trade and when to trade. But, you know, everybody looks at things differently. So it doesn't matter what type of strategy you're playing. I just feel like all these tools kind of come into play. Let's see. John said he closed out early though because he was scared. Roll the profit. 22-point drawdown for it's 4 points profit. I would have done the same thing to you, John, because like at that point I would have been shooting bricks, right? Because you're like, oh, is this actually going to come back down? And I think you made the smart decision. I would have pulled out right there as well. Yeah, exactly. Game is game. So I would take what you can, especially when you go that deep in a drawdown. I would be even happy to get out at break even at that point, especially with the market that we're currently in. Like there's no direction here. If there was a direction, then you could maybe hold on to it and let it spike back down. But with this right here, I mean, price is not having any luck getting past this range. Like even the fake out that we were looking at over here, the fake out didn't even, well, I mean, the fake out could still happen. Yeah, the fake out here could still happen. There's just no clean reversal pattern. So I don't see any double bodies. I don't see any CVs here that are actually clean. The only CV that I saw was from over here, right? This is the original CV. So, I mean, this could be a continuation of that where price can still come back down further. But other than that, I don't see any, like, if I saw a double body or double wick, that would have been a better identifier and confluence for price to actually come back down. So I think price is not done coming back down. I think it's going to continue dropping. There's a possible momentum divergence here, but it's touching news price, so I would not mess with it. Yeah, exactly. Akil saw the same things. It's sell divergence at news price. Yeah, I wouldn't mess with it. This is the sell divergence, but this is also an area of manipulation. So, and this is another thing too. Like I don't see a lot of people mark up news price, right? If you guys ever follow people, I don't see people mark up news price. I don't see people mark up opening price. I don't see people mark up the sessions. Like those things are really important, but a lot of people don't. They're little things that people don't realize. And this is all trial and error because I lost so many trades trading at news price. I lost so many trades trading at opening price at the sessions. And that stuff really helps because it prevents us from taking losses. You know, I think if you just focus on winning and prevent losses, I mean, you guys have seen my profit so far. We're having a pretty great week, pretty great month. It's a nice recovery from those stupid BB3 entries. I mean, the BB3 is fine. I think it's still hitting, but it's not my style. It's just not what I like to trade because I like to be very careful and conservative, and you can be conservative with those breakout entries because the breakouts always happen at like red flags, which is kind of what I based all my trading off, avoiding the red flags. John said, is there Kodi Kai merch? There'll be soon, so I'm gonna order some new shirts. I was testing out those other shirts to see how they fit, and they fit pretty nice. So I'll put it in a new order, new batch, and I'll put them on the website if you guys are interested. The shirts are actually pretty nice. I wear them like every day. I have like 20 of them. So you guys will see me like wearing my shirt. I'm not wearing the same shirt. I have like so many, not so many, but enough for myself. Yeah, Jamel said I'm gonna need two of those shirts. Yeah, the shirts are nice. They're actually like I think those are the third batch of shirts that I've gotten, and I always try different quality. So these quality are actually pretty nice. They're like a fitted shirt. Well, not fitted. They're like a think of like a Nike dry, like a Nike shirt, basically. Nike, but not super tight. Like, yeah, no, definitely. John said if you make a hoodie, I'll buy five. Yeah, I'll definitely make so when I start the hedge fund, I need to make new shirts anyway. So I gotta make the shirts for the Kodi Kai, the trades, and then the Kodi Kai capital as well. So I'll be making them soon. Yeah, I'll try to get that in maybe this week or next week. Natasha said it gets cold in Kansas City. Yeah, I know a lot of you guys that are located in different areas. Like you guys are located in London, you guys are located in Kansas City, on the East Coast. It's freezing over there. Like I think it's cold here, but it's for you guys, it's different. Like right now, 70 degrees is cold for us here in California. Like when it's 70 degrees and there's no sun and it's cloudy, it's like this is like freezing weather for us compared to you guys who are like negative 20 degrees, like in Toronto. It's crazy. That's why we can never leave California. Get that sunshine tax. All right, guys. So it's getting closer to 7:40. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. There's just nothing happening here. Price is going sideways, and the ATR is pretty much dying down. ATR was at 30 earlier. It's now down to 18. As we get closer to 7:47 and 8 o'clock, this is just going to get lower. So you could expect the ATR to drop from like 18 to maybe 16, from 16 to 15, 15 to like maybe 13. And it'll probably just stay kind of flat. And this is not an area that you want to trade in anyways. It's in between this consolidation range. Andrew, I saw your message. Kill's asking, what's the ATR limit? So the ATR limit's about 15 for the MPS and for the breakout V3 continuation. We didn't have a limit for the breakout V3 continuation, but I think we should because that strategy is based off correction. And if there's no ATR, then you're probably not going to get a push. For the divergence, it's a little different because the divergence can hold for a bit. So like, for example, over here, you guys can see how the divergence shifted right here. I mean, I still wouldn't take it if it's below 15, but you guys can see how the divergence shifted right here. It eventually would have hit TP, right? Like the divergence happened like right here. So it kind of went back and forth for a while, but eventually the divergence pulls through. So I wouldn't really put a limit on the divergence, but it depends on the person. So for me personally, of course, I would want it to be above 15, but I've seen divergence work in like Asia session. Like I don't trade Asia session, but I look at it just to see how it works. And the divergence actually works well during Asia session as well. It works pretty much all day. It's just you don't want to trade when volatility is too low. Also because the like right now there's like no spread, but if you trade during Asia, I noticed that the spread is like about 2 or 3 points, which is pretty heavy because you got to pay the spread going in and you got to pay the spread going out. So you're put in a really tight position. Yeah, Sadie said 7:40 off we go. All right, guys, so it's 7:40 right now. As you guys can see, price is not doing anything. It's going sideways in between this 1 minute resistance and this 1 minute support level. On top of that, it's in between a news price right now. So there's just red flags in both directions. So I don't really expect myself to take any more trades from here. But if you guys do decide to trade, just make sure to be careful. If you guys have my zones marked up, make sure that you guys see that this is not a good area to trade in, because if price pushes below, it's still going to have an area of support down here. And if price pushes up, it still has an area up here as well. So it's kind of like ping pong right now. You know, price is in a ping pong area. It's ping ponging between these support and resistance. When it comes down here, look for another ping pong and possibly some fake outs down below. So, all right, guys, I think that's going to be it for today. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Let's take a look at everybody's profits before we log off for the day. So we have some more profits here from Casey. Casey logged in at 638 for the day. Nice work, Casey. All wins. We have Nikki here with a total profit of 2,100. Nice work, Nikki. We have John here, total profit of 747 for the day. He has 11 accounts, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 accounts. So we're going to say well over 5,000 for the day. Nice work, John. Nice catch on that CV. And then we have Maddie over here with a total profit of 605 for the day. Nice work, Maddie. All right, guys, so if there's any other profits, feel free to send them in. I almost forgot to add up my profits. Let's just do that real quick before I get off. This is easier for me to do it on here. So 600 times 19 plus 300 plus 235. So total profit of 11,935 for the day. And then for the week so far, 2392 times 19 plus 2192 plus 907. So I'm currently, let me just put it on here, it's easier. So let's see, for the day, I'm up 11,093. 11,935 for the day. And then I'm up 48,547 for the week. Yeah, not bad. All in a day's work. Pretty solid right there. Yeah, price is going on this crazy stop hunt right now. So it's doing exactly what we mentioned earlier. So you guys remember earlier how I mentioned look for that fake out or the reversal? Reversal, and now it's stopping everybody out who chased the buy. So this is exactly what we were looking for, and it played out. It's just, it didn't play out the way we wanted to because there's news price here. And I mean, it is what it is, but it did play out the pattern that we were looking for. So price kind of pushed up, had the reversal right there, had lured in the buyers, and then it just came down and stopped everybody out. So this is like what to look for, right? Whenever you guys are looking for an entry, look for the opposite of everybody else. If everybody's looking for the bounces, look for the fake out. And you'll probably do very well doing that. So, all right, guys, I think that's it for the day. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. If you guys have more profits to post up, feel free to send them in. Otherwise, I will see you guys back here tomorrow as we wrap up this trading week. So, all right, guys, have a great